Protect yourself and others on the road. Road Matters, shown on the network service of the NTA. Join us.
You can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online. Or visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay up.
President Buhari to attend the 33rd Ordinary Session of Heads of States and Government of African Unions in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Borno State Governor distributes food items to 80,000.
They continue the rate of work and the quality of.
Labour and Employment Minister reiterates federal government's commitment to complete the rehabilitation of Akanu Ibiam International Airport runway in 2 months' time. Plus, Nigeria para powerlifters seal 2020 Paralympic tickets after a show of class at the World Cup in Abuja. A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the news tonight, reaching you live from Abuja. I am Jumma Yusuf, and I'm not alone on the news train tonight. I have Jennifer Igwe in Lagos. Thanks for joining us. We begin with the presidency. President Muhammadu Buhari has left Abuja for Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, ahead of the 33rd Ordinary Session of Heads of States and Government of African Union. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the president was seen off at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport by his Chief of Staff, Abakari, Minister of State for FCT Ramatu Tijani, Inspector General of Police Muhammadu Adamu, and other senior government officials. President Buhari is accompanied by the governors of Imo and Rivers States, who will join other African leaders at the summit, beginning on Sunday with the theme Silencing the Gun, Creating Conducive Conditions for African Development. The president will, before the summit, attend the 29th Forum of Heads of State of Government of Participating States of the African Peer Review Mechanism, as well as the 27th session of New Partnership for Africa's Development Heads of State and Government Orientation Committee. On the margins of the summit, the president will deliver a keynote address at a high-level side event on Stop the War on Children, Dividends of Silencing the Guns, co-sponsored by the government of Nigeria, Uganda, Norway, as well as Save the Children International. President Buhari and the Nigerian delegation will also participate in other high-level side events in furtherance of Nigeria's national, regional and international goals, priorities and aspirations, especially peace and security, countering terrorism and violent extremism, economic development, asset recovery, and a fight against corruption. Earlier, before his departure for Ethiopia, President Muhammadu Buhari interacted with a delegation of the All Progressives Congress from Kano State, comprising those who were successful in the recently concluded elections in the state, led by Governor Umar Abdullahi Ganduje. The president urged the delegation to ensure that the security of Nigerians is not compromised while they live up to their electoral promises and uphold the integrity of the APC. State House correspondent Jide Onifadi reports.
It's a warm congratulatory handshake from President Muhammadu Buhari as the president welcomes the delegation to the presidential villa in Abuja.
Credibility
After this warm reception, it was time to speak truth to the winners of the elections and by extension to all political office holders in the country.
Be very conscious of what you do so that your constituencies will maintain confidence in you individually. This is very important, and it's very important for our party.
The president emphasizes the need for everyone to work for peace and stability of the country and towards ensuring that the welfare of the people is a priority.
I am here by the Constitution, I swore by it, and I'm going to stand by it. But let me tell you, the bottom line of my understanding of my constitutional role is the peace and security of all Nigerians.
Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje expresses gratitude to the president for the numerous federal projects in the state.
So we have three other important requests. First is the completion of Kano River Irrigation Scheme. 2, we require Federal Medical Center in Kano. 3, desilting of our 24 dams in Kano State.
The governor also sought the support of the federal government on the implementation of the reforms in the state's education system. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NT News.
Still with the presidency, the Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption, PACAC, says the war against corruption will be sustained as the committee is taking the fight to states and local government areas after a successful prosecution of cases at the federal level. Chairman of the committee, Professor Issei Sagere, says so far 12 states have been visited with a view to taking the fight against corruption to the grassroots. This was shortly after a meeting with Vice President Yemi Osinbajo on the activities of the Presidential Advisory Committee. The committee says so much have been achieved in the last 4.5 years in the fight against corruption and dismisses the low ranking of the country by Transparency International and the notion that only members of the opposing political parties are being made scapegoats, stating that only those with clean hands are free from being prosecuted.
Their report is totally inaccurate. It's unrelated with the facts on the ground. It does not take cognizance of the fact that in the last 4.5 years, tremendous progress has been made in the anti-corruption war. So there can be no way, no question of their recording a reversal, which they try to state. We have made a tremendous leap forward, as I always say. Yes, corruption is still there. It will take a long time to completely eliminate it. But much progress has been made, and any honest organization, any organization that intends to be transparent, as they call themselves, really should acknowledge that. We'll continue working. In fact, the major thing we're going to do is to compile the records for the world to see that we are making progress. And we are going to also start looking at various organizations which have a tendency to be corrupt, where corruption is embedded.
State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports that the committee's operation is supervised by the Vice President, hence the regular meetings. Professor Issei Sagere expressed confidence in the person of the Vice President and as a loyal co-pilot of the country's ship. Now to the legislature. President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, says the National Assembly has started consultations with the executive arm of government and a new version of the Petroleum Industry Bill to be introduced in the 9th National Assembly. Senator Lawan made the disclosure during a meeting with representatives of the International Monetary Fund who visited him. The President of the Senate explained that the 9th Assembly, in its determination to see to the eventual passage of the Petroleum Industry Bill, which defied passage into law since 2007, defies a strategy which deploys constant interaction and collaboration with the executive. He observed that the interface between the two arms of government would birth a new PIB to be drafted from scratch and which would be passed by the National Assembly and assented to by the President before the end of the year. The Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, says Nigeria is losing about $10 billion of tax through illicit profit shifting by multinational corporations operating in the country, which otherwise would have been applied to critical infrastructural development by the three tiers of government. Executive Chairman of FIRS, Mohammed Nami, disclosed this at the commencement of the 2020 Management Retreat of the service in Abuja. Kenneth Nani monitored the event and now reports.
Africa Union Illicit Financial Flow Report indicates that Africa is losing $50 billion through illicit profit shifting by multinational corporations, and about $10 billion of this amount is from Nigeria alone. And the service is on the move to block these leakages.
In the next 4 years, we will improve our performance on a long-term and sustainable basis. We have given ourselves a minimum target of $5 million staff to revenue ratio and 10% tax to GDP ratio.
In a message, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, urged the FIRS to leverage on the provisions of the finance bill signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari in 2019 to enhance financial propriety for national development.
The first step the federal government has taken is to conserve revenue that has come in by introducing measures that will cut costs in governance. We must appreciate the fact that taxation is virtually the most sustainable source of revenue for the government.
Development partners in the financial sector pledged continued support.
We are confident at ICANN that the future of the country's tax system is bright.
There is a need for stakeholders to have goal congruence. This opportunity is therefore a welcome development.
The retreat is also giving attention to specific targets for the service in the next 100 days in office for the new chairman. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
Now talking legal matters, the Supreme Court has dismissed the appeal filed by the former governor of Taraba State, Jolly Inyame, challenging his conviction by the trial and the appellate court for misappropriation of funds. The verdict of the 5-man panel of justices delivered by Justice Amina Adamu Awugi held that the appeal lacked merit. Olabode Arewa reports.
The Supreme Court have said that the trial and appellate courts were right in the conviction and sentencing of former governor of Taraba State, Johnny Yame, for embezzling 1.6 billion naira and receiving of gratification. In the light of this, the Apex Court upheld the 12-year jail sentence of the appellants. The Apex Court, however, set aside the 100 million naira fine imposed on Yame by the appeal courts.
The lordships have ruled, and this is the final court of the land. We take it. There's nothing we can do.
That is enough to serve as a deterrent to all other people who probably may want to also think of committing similar offenses, to know that there will always be consequences.
Johnny Yame was convicted on 27 counts charge, while 13 counts against him were dismissed by the appellate courts. Johnny Yame, who was the Taraba State governor between 1999 and 2007, was convicted by an FCTI court on the 30th of May 2018. The conviction of the trial court was upheld by the Court of Appeal, sitting in Abuja on November 16, 2018. In Abuja, Labodarewa, NTA News.
This is the network news on NTA. More reports after this break. Don't go away.
Enjoy yourself. This woman don't go borrow somebody.
Be nice.
You're welcome.
Please, where's the restroom?
Or just go into your right. Thank you.
I follow.
Mommy, it's me.
But you see, it's nothing to worry about.
Now, Glow 4G, the wrong thing.
Data is oxygen. Glow 4G, the new speed of life. Your #1 4G network nationwide. The very best from Glow, the grandmasters of data.
Helen!
Hey, where's your mom?
Today is her toilet day.
What?
Helen!
Toilet day?
Tomorrow you're hosting a party and it's a matter of my reputation.
Even if you spend your entire day cleaning with all this, it still won't be party ready.
Impossible!
Challenge? New Ticker Harpic 10X. Even if you use this solution 10 times, it won't give you the same cleaning like Harpic. Its new Ticker formulation sticks to the bowl better, removes old stains, and gives you a sparkling clean toilet.
Wow!
New Harpic 10X
gives me the freedom from toilet day.
New Harpic 10X for 10 times better cleaning.
The Industrial Training Fund, ITF, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, cordially invites the general public to the official closing ceremony of the National Industrial Skills Development Program. Special guest of honor, Boss Mustafa, Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Distinguished guests, Otumba Richard Adeniyi Adebayo, Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Alhaji Muhammad Musa Bello, the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Ambassador Miriam Batagum, the Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment. Chief Host, Sir Joseph Ari, Director General, Industrial Training Fund. Date, Monday, 10th February 2020. Venue, Shehu Musa Yero Adwa Center, Abuja. Time, 10 a.m. Invited guests are to be seated by 9:30 a.m. ITF, developing the nation's human resource. Announcer, Management.
This year, the weather conditions harmattan in Nigeria is harsh, with temperature dropping very low in some parts of the country. Many underprivileged children are exposed to these harsh weather conditions, putting them at risk to all sorts of respiratory infections with devastating consequences. We request well-meaning Nigerians to kindly donate warm clothing, blankets, beverages, soap, moisturizers, and other essential items for the benefit of these children. Get involved to support displaced and underprivileged children exposed to these harsh weather conditions. Powered by Aisha Buhari Foundation.
Today or 4 days when my girls won't come visit and I need to come go expire.
Oh, but my guys, they can't follow me watch this match. I must not fold the hand. Hey,
babe, what's happening now? Sorry to disappoint you, but my subscription don't expire.
The match is not on my GoTV package.
Now your holla be that. I beg, give me your phone. I can show you how you go take do it for my GoTV app for your phone.
Life is so much easier with my GoTV app. Make payments, clear error messages, change your package. You can also check your due dates and keep abreast of your payment history.
With the corner, Matip is there.
The new My GoTV app is everything you need in one place. So what are you waiting for? Download My GoTV app now from Google Play or App Store to enjoy the easy life. GoTV. Live it, love it.
Thanks for rejoining us. We now continue with security reports. The Nigerian Air Force under Operation Rattlesnake 3 has intensified airstrikes against terrorist targets in Borno State and has eliminated some Islamic State of West Africa province terrorists and destroyed compounds housing them at Kaza in the northern part of Borno State. A statement by NAV Director Public Relations and Information Air Commodore Ibikule Daramola says, following credible intelligence reports that some ISWAP elements who relocated from nearby Tongale had set up camp in a cluster of compounds at Kaza along with their logistic supplies. The identified location within the settlement was attacked by the ATF fighter jets after confirmatory intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance missions showed significant presence of terrorists. This resulted in the destruction of the structures and the neutralization of some of the ISWAP fighters. The Nigerian Air Force says it will sustain its air campaign in synergy with service troops to shape the battle space in the northeast. The Buhari Media Organization, BMO, says the Nigerian police deserves loud encomiums for successfully neutralizing the nefarious activities of the Ansaru terrorist gang operating along the Benongwari axis of Kaduna State. Kaduna Zaria Road, Abuja Lokoja Road and Abuja Kaduna Road, with rampant kidnappings, cattle rustling, banditry and killings. A statement by the BMO chairman, Ni Akinsuju, says the bandit had also constituted a serious threat to the security of travelers along these routes and thus generated apprehension and fear among the traveling public. The brutalities of these criminal gangs also extended to the homes, schools and seminaries of law-abiding Nigerians. BMO therefore commends the Nigerian police for bringing succor to Nigerians with the recent counter-terrorism operation they carried out, which led to the successful killing of some of the members of the Ansaru terrorist group. BMO noted that the successful operation of the police have uprooted the terrorist groups from their stronghold and recovered a large cache of arms and ammunition. It was a significant milestone in the fight against terrorists, with the arrest of 992 criminals, recovery of 60 vehicles in 2019 by the Federal Capital Territory Command. Similar feats have also been achieved across the 36 states of the Federation. Now, the Nigerian police has reiterated its determination to deal decisively with emerging security threats in any part of the country. Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operations, Abdul Majid Ali, said this in Kaduna. Abdullahi Suleiman Rigachikun reports that the Deputy Inspector General of Police was in Kaduna to commiserate with police personnel who sustained injuries during an encounter with terrorists at Kaduru Forest in Benongwari area.
Police personnel under Operation Pop Ada came under heavy attack in Birnungwari area by suspected terrorists. During the incident, 13 policemen were injured. While commiserating with the victims, DIG Abdulmajid Ali pledged police authorities' commitment in tackling security challenges headlong.
We have done our own investigation on them. We have done intelligence gathering on them. And it's something that will continue. It's a continuous exercise. Not that because of the casualty they were thinking of withdrawing. No, we are mopping up. We'll continue the operation and will not stop until we clear all these bandits out of our place.
DIG Ali urged police personnel under the Operation Pop Ada to remain resolute in the discharge of their mandates. In Kaduna, I am Suleiman Abdullahi Rigachikun, NTA News.
And from Borno State, 80,000 beneficiaries have received food and non-food items in Mongono, town headquarters of Mongono local government in northern Borno senatorial zone. Mohammed Goni reports that the distribution of the food items provided by Borno State Government and Northeast Development Commission were personally supervised by Governor Babagana Umara Zulum alongside the Managing Director, Northeastern Development Commission, Dr. Mohammed Goni Alkali.
The food and non-food items distributed including 30,000 blankets, 6,000 wrappers, 12,000 bags of rice, 20,000 bags of maize, as well as 4,000 cartons of cooking oil and macaroni procured by the Northeast Development Commission. Borno State Government also provided 30,000 wrappers, 4,000 cartons of cooking oil, 15,000 bags of beans, as well as 5,000 naira cash support to female beneficiaries, amounting to over 150 million naira. Beneficiaries were drawn mainly from various camps, hosting IDPs from over 5 local government areas in northern Borno, as well as the host communities, with each male beneficiary receiving a bag of rice, maize, beans, as well as cooking oil, among others. Each female beneficiary went home with a fabric and 5,000 naira cash support, while those from IDPs camp also having blankets in their collections. Governor Babagana Umara said that distribution of the food and non-food items was to ameliorate the challenges of food shortage in the community with largest concentration of IDPs. Beneficiaries were full of gratitude for the commodities, which they said have added value to their livelihoods. The governor used the opportunity to stress the need to enroll their children to school and be prayerful at all times for an end to the decade-long security challenges. In Maiduguri, Mahmoud Goni, NTA News.
Still on security, the Department of State Services, DSS, says its attention had been drawn to the report circulating on the social media on the movement and attacks on luxury buses, the movement of tourists into the FCT and other parts of southern and middle belt regions of Nigeria, and hijack of luxury buses of 3 major transportation companies on the Lokoja-Okene area are all false alerts. According to the Department of State Services, the alert purportedly issued by the service on the arrival of Boko Haram and other terrorist elements to the aforementioned places has been in circulation since 2013, when it was first created by mischief makers whose handiwork is to cause chaos. Let's now head to Lagos, where Jennifer Igwe is standing by for more reports. Hello, Jennifer. How is the weather in Lagos?
Thank you, Jumai. I would say the weather in Lagos is, well, it's topsy-turvy because 1 minute we're experiencing Harmattan and the next is really hot. So I can say maybe it's the impact of climate change. Who knows? Welcome to Lagos. Now, our first story is on the ports. The efficiency of the Nigerian ports towards building an operational synergy and a single national platform to promote automation of the ports for faster clearance of cargo will be intensified. Executive Secretary, Nigeria Shippers Council, Hassan Bello, stated this during a meeting with officials of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, in Lagos. Abolade Salami report.
Nigeria, as the largest economy in Africa, has one of the busiest seaports in the sub-region, with over 40 to 60% attraction of cargoes to the country. To boost its operation and minimize unnecessary delay of consignments, the port was concessioned about 12 years ago to private operators. This Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Shippers Council, Hassan Bello, said was to fast-track clearance and decongestion of the ports.
We want to attract more cargo here, not only for imports. There is a thriving import economy, but we also need to have export, and that's the whole issue. The port economy, if stretched, if the potentiality of the port economy is very huge.
Team leader, International Monetary Fund, IMF, while acknowledging the impact of seaports to the Nigerian economy, urged members of the council to engage in some facility upgrade for optimal performance.
As part of our work, we are meeting with all stakeholders, trying to find out what will be the sources of growth, what has happened. National Shippers Council, and trying to find out what's happening with Apapa ports, and the logistics is important, the key constraint to growth.
In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
And on maintaining standards, mobile phone accessories worth more than 480 million naira were destroyed for not meeting with the required standards. Ken Egbeluge reports that the substandard items were seized from a commercial warehouse in Lagos.
The products destroyed were phone adapters, chargers, and hands-free accessories. They all carried popular brand names which were faked by the importers. The idea was to deceive unsuspecting customers. The destruction was part of federal government's effort at ensuring that customers get value for money spent on goods and services.
These chargers, when there's a very important parameter we test, the insulation resistance. We test for these products. They failed it woefully. Can you imagine, minimum of 1,000 mega ohms, we are getting 60 mega ohms. So it's as bad as using naked wire.
It's a huge leap in the fight against counterfeiting. That is, people that have worked hard, that have invented this, and they have labored to put this in the market. They cannot reap anything.
Some, however, appealed to importers to desist from unscrupulous activities that pose danger to the lives of Nigerians or face the wrath of the law. In Lagos, Ken Igbeluge, NTA News.
Thank you, Ken. We still have more on the news, but after the break, stay with us.
Live happily ever after. Auntie, can I have a cookie?
Not until you wash your hands with antibacterial soap. Germs are like dragons.
hiding everywhere. I also want to conquer a dragon, Auntie. Me too.
We can. Children are constantly exposed to diseases that cause colds, flu, and diarrhea. Mothers know that washing your hands with antibacterial soap stops the spread of germs and diseases.
So you have to wash your hands before touching or eating. And
when you come home after a long day and after using the toilet, I love my family, and I know you love yours too. That is why I now regularly wash my hands with antibacterial soap.
Would you join me as we wash our hands to protect Nigeria?
The Better Clean Nigeria initiative is in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Water Resources.
Every day.
Nestle, good food, good life.
Your information dey important, just like your identity. Now the only way we fit take hala you o. Make you go browse easy.gotvafrica.com. Sign in with your IUC number and mobile number and scroll down to personal details and address. Then check well to see say everything bam. You fit change the one wey not correct. To finish everything, just click the save button and it don't finish.
Thank you.
I make sure say my phone number dey correct. That's not why GoTV fit call me make I come collect my own awoof.
Angel, time for my phone in that way because now my correct phone number dey for book.
GoTV, live it, love it.
Now look me again, no. Make you go do your own.
You're welcome back. As part of efforts to strengthen the level of advocacy in curtailing the spread of Lassa fever in Ondo State, Hypo Home Care Products Limited, manufacturer of Hypo Bleach, has organized a public awareness program at Oja Oba in Akure on the use of Hypo products for hand washing and sanitation. Abiola Ario reports.
Since the outbreak of new cases of Lassa fever in Ondo State, the state government and other stakeholders have intensified efforts at raising the level of awareness on personal and environmental hygiene. This is because the primary source of Lassa fever is said to be poor hygiene and improper waste disposal, which attracts rodents. To join hygiene promotion campaigns, Hypo Home Care Products Limited, manufacturers of Hypo Bleach in collaboration with the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, demonstrated the use of Hypo products to the public in removing pathogens.
Hypo is an important agent because the hypochlorite is what we use to decontaminate. So if people can use it properly, a little of it in water to wash their hands, to wipe surfaces, to mop the floor, this is very, very important.
The choice of Ojaoba, according to the organizers, is to get the attention of market men and women who are at the risk of bacterial contamination due to the nature of their businesses.
This is purely CSR and trying to ensure that Nigerians live a healthy and safe life. We don't want anyone to die to any of these viruses, either Lassa or coronavirus.
Hypo is a bleach that can be used to disinfect the environment, your floors, your drainages.
The traders who described the campaign as an eye-opener commended the initiative.
I'm going to lecture our yardloggers in each of the markets. That's the danger, the perils of this Lassa fever.
The program tagged Hypo Go Hypo was climaxed with the distribution of free Hypo products to the market men and women for their use at homes and in the markets. In Akure, Abiola Rio, NTA News.
Now, discussions at the Commissioners of Health Forum in Abuja have reiterated the imperatives for strict compliance and implementation of subsisting agreements with foreign agencies aimed at strengthening health facilities in the country. Abubakar Usman Akwanga reports that the health administrators are concerned over the quality of service delivery at primary and secondary health institutions across the country.
These are not just administrators. As commissioners of health, most of those gathered here are doctors first and then policymakers. At the moment, they are more interested on how best to establish a structure within the health sector that promotes quality service delivery.
What's most important for us is to build a health system that is functional and can be able to respond to the health needs of our people.
This is targeted to help strengthen the healthcare system with respect to primary healthcare under one roof.
Minister of Health expects more work from various states in tackling health problems.
Meeting the commitments is a big step in the right direction, and I appeal to everybody to ensure full implementation of these commitments.
This meeting is timely. The agenda on the table is also quite vast. Deliberations spanned areas like malnutrition, routine immunization, and polio eradication initiatives. On polio, the commissioners desire sustainability in the successful containment of wild polio in Nigeria.
Is we need to do everything possible to get our primary healthcare platform to work.
The consensus agreement of stakeholders in the health cycle is expected to articulate compelling commitment to work towards crossing the finish line in the 2020 declaration of decade of action and results, of course, with collaboration from global recognized development partners in Abuja. Abubakar Usman Akwanga, NTA News.
Now to aviation matters, the federal government is committed to delivering on its promise of ensuring that the ongoing rehabilitation work and upgrade of facilities at the Akano Ibiam International Airport is completed before April this year. Amechi Pius, who has been monitoring the level of work at the airport, reports that from the tempo of work being done by the contractor, the April date is sacrosanct.
NTA News investigations reveal that most of the navigational facilities like the Category 2 instrument landing system and distance measurement equipment have been installed to replace the old ones.
They continue with the rate of work and the quality of work. We have no problem. Their funds are there.
The Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, visited the Enugu International Airport via the Enugu-Owerri Road.
From Bauku and Lopanta into Ituku, bad road. But the good news is that that section has also been awarded.
Rehabilitation of the runway of the Akano Ibiam International Airport, Enugu, is a comprehensive exercise aimed at repositioning the airport, described as the gateway to the southeast of the country. Contractors handling the rehabilitation of the Akano Ibiam International Airport assured the minister that the facility will be open to the public on the 31st of March 2020. In Enugu, Amechi Pius, NTA News.
Some portions of kilometer 137 of Kano Zaria section carriageway rehabilitation work have been opened to ease the hardship being faced by motorists. Mohammed Rabiu Ali reports that this is coming on the heels of complaints on the frequent fatal accidents recorded on the road.
This is one among other portions of Kano-bound carriageway completed for use at Dangora after partial handing over between contracting firm and the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing. The idea is to divert traffic and allow free flow of vehicles to their respective destinations.
We are expecting more and more from them to continue with the job. The job is very better. We really appreciate with it.
Thank God for the government. They are trying a lot.
Delegation from the ministry who were on the spot assessment inspected the section 3 of the project and expressed satisfaction with the pace of work being done. On Kano Meduguri Section 1 dualization project, which has reached 61% completion with interchange bridges, the team urged the contracting firm to do the needful so as to ease road users.
We really appreciate what the government is doing. Actually, the past 2 years, I would say,
This is going to be the third phase of Skook. And with Skook, the project is well funded.
They will be on their neck to do so because government must get value for money.
Meanwhile, the construction of 26.6 kilometer Kano Western Bypass, which a route 73 kilometer Katsina Gidamutundea project, is receiving attention. The federal projects, when completed, will serve as trans-Saharan route and boost the nation's economy. Muhammad Rabi Ali, NTA News.
Still on infrastructural development, efforts to commence road construction and infrastructural development for inner township roads in Lokoja is expected to give the Kogi state capital a facelift comparable to modern cities in developed economies. Correspondent Francis Udojo reports that towards its end, Governor Yahaya Bello inspected projects and areas mapped out for urgent attention.
Motorists and commuters have constantly lamented potholes, gullies, failed sections, and a long period of non-maintenance.
We need help from government because if the road bad like this, whether you have business to do, you can't do it.
In company of the Commissioner for Works and Housing, Abubakar Sadiq Ohere, areas inspected are the road and bridge construction along the State Universal Basic Education Board, where erosion had caused severe damage months ago. Other sites of erosion damage and threats to infrastructure visited were key township roads along Cemetery Junction, Jakura Marble, and marine roads leading to the bank of the rivers Niger and Benue.
And we intend to continue at our own pace. We are urging the federal government, especially the political fund office and the new map to come to our aid.
With 15.7 billion naira factored in for road construction for the year 2020, this will enhance adequate and well-designed access roads in the city center. In Lokoja, Francis Udojo, NTA News.
Now to the economy. No nation with a mono economy is likely to generate enough resources to bring about the desired development to its people. This informs a memorandum of understanding between the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies and the Nigerian Vietnam Chamber of Commerce towards diversifying Nigeria's economy. The aim is for NIL to enhance the capacity of Nigerian legislators to make favorable trade legislatures that will ameliorate the challenges faced by the people. Director General of NILS, Professor Abubakar Suleiman, signed on behalf of the Institute, while the President of the Nigerian Vietnam Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Oyo Akinshe Moyen, signed for his organization.
We feel happy to go into this collaboration with the NILDS, and we hope it will be a good thing for our country, Nigeria. We cannot continue to rely on oil as the mainstay of our economy, thinking that we can sustain developments for years to come. And that is why certain trade relations are very key to national development.
The visit is also to invite NILS to participate in a summit in Vietnam, which is expected to generate useful information to be passed to the National Assembly in form of bills for motions for the advancement of trade policies in Nigeria. Abdurrahman is in our Sokoto studio and he has more reports for us from Sokoto. Hello, Abdurrahman.
Good evening, Jummai, and welcome to Sokoto. Securing Nigeria from multiple challenges bedeviling its progress requires holistic approach by public and community leaders. Governor Amin Waziri Tambol gave the advice when the coordinator of Sector 4 of the National Border Drill Operations visited him at Government House, Sokoto. Dalhatu Abdullahi reports.
The visit by the team of multi-sectoral border drill operations is the first of its kind since August 2019 when the national land borders were closed for national reasons. This type of visit should have come earlier to sensitize and engage public on the critical issues that led to such decision for better understanding.
Support that you, in collaboration with every state, particularly border states, should carry out very, very strongly serious sensitization programs of members of the public so they will now know why this program or this policy is being implemented.
Major concerns of the country leading to border closure include not only matters of security, but the multi-billion naira revenue Nigeria has been losing through the activities of smugglers, in addition to importation of contrabands and other dangerous illicit substances that are hazardous to life.
We are all very aware of the dangers of illicit drugs and what they are doing to our society.
Intelligent reports. That's what we need from them.
Governor Tambol also emphasized the need for community leaders and the religious leaders to join state governors in supporting the federal government to secure the country. For the multi-sectoral border drill operations to succeed, they require support and cooperation from the border communities. In Sokoto, Alat Abdullahi, NTA News.
Over 600 orphans in Zamfara State are to benefit from cash assistance to the tune of 160 million naira from International Relief Organization of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The distribution was flagged off by the state governor, Bello Muhammad. Haliru Muhammad Umar has the report.
The International Relief Organization of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is an Islamic body under the World Muslim League that engages in provision of humanitarian services to Muslims across the globe. The organization had since the year 2010 screened 658 orphans in Zamfara State to benefit from its annual endowment being dedicated by well-to-do individuals towards supporting the education and other basic needs of orphans. The beneficiaries, drawn from 9 emirates in the state, are to receive the sum of 164 million naira. The welfare was presented to the orphans in the form of automated teller machine ATM cards designed to ensure transparency and accountability. Zamfara State Governor Bello Muhammad commended the organization for the gesture while calling on well-to-do individuals in the state to emulate it in that direction. He also appealed to the organization to extend its gesture to people affected by armed banditry and other disasters in the state. Director of the organization, represented by Dr. Ahmed Muhammad, said the gesture marks the first phase of the program, stressing that the organization will continue to assist orphans. Other speakers at the event called on guidance of the beneficiaries to make judicious use of the assistance for the progress of the children. One of the beneficiaries who spoke on behalf of other orphans thanked the organization for the gesture and prayed the Almighty to reward the donors abundantly. In Gusau, Haliru Muhammad Umar, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Sokoto. Back to Juma in Abuja for continuation of Network News.
This is NTA Network News and you're welcome back. Ahead of the 2023 general elections, women groups have started early preparations to mobilize and mentor younger women for active participation in politics. Kenneth Funanim reports.
Since the return to democratic system, Nigeria has been recording low participation of women both in elective and appointive positions, prompting advocacies by concerned groups. The last general elections also witnessed poor women performances, and so the voices for a reversal of the trend are getting louder.
There's a gap in mentoring, intergenerational mentoring for young women. So women want to, but they lack experience, they lack the wherewithal.
For the likes of Elizabeth, Orji, and other participants, is a wake-up call to step into the political shoes of their mentors. A few, though, are now treading the path of retirement.
All women can do politics, no matter your capacity.
Right now, I think I'm going to really be deliberate about joining a party.
Cynthia Mbamalo of the Yaga Africa is one of those campaigning for inclusion of more women.
How do we as women build solidarity and strong movement nationally driven by women and men? Because we cannot achieve women political inclusion without the support of men.
One thing is to be a mentor, another thing is to be a mentee. So if you look at the men, of course, when they are exiting the stage, they plant somebody in that place. Political sons. So we should begin to have political daughters and political mothers.
Development cannot happen without the input, the cooperation, and the complementarity of women.
They have a crop of Nigerian women who are happy that they are coming up and are willing to support them all the way to success.
There is a strong belief here that if advocacies such as these are sustained, 2023 will be the turning point for Nigerian women to take their place in politics. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
And as the world celebrates the International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation, the Nigerian government and private sector have continued to strategize for inclusion to empower women in every aspect to boost the nation's economy. To this end, a capacity building for female artisans is underway in Abuja to further promote advocacy on women inclusion. Bosede Abel reports.
It has been affirmed that when you train a woman, you build a nation. This saying is brought to bear on these 100 female artisans who are being trained for the Nigerian workforce in vocations that are male-dominated and over time are believed to be for men only. Catherine Ode is one of the beneficiaries who specializes in plumbing.
It has exposed us into the world and let the world know that something like this is happening.
I can't wait for a collar job again, any white collar job, but at least I can sit at home and still work and still empower more women too.
This capacity training of 100 participants, which will last for 40 days, is categorized into 5 classes of 20 participants each. They are plumbing, generator mechanics, refrigerator and air conditioning repairs, tiling and masonry, and plaster of Paris POP. The center has, however, trained over 240 young female artisans since its inception.
These programs are based on the recognition that women economic empowerment is the first step to freedom.
This is a specialized program which is giving the women special skills to be able to also be employers of other people and entrepreneurs on their own.
We're making a lot of effort to make sure that women are being accommodated in the entire country.
Organized by the National Center for Women Development in partnership with Skill Development for Youth Employment SKY, the program seeks to provide a steady stream of competent young female artisans for the construction industry. In Abuja, Bosede Abel, NTA News.
We pause now as we go on a break. More reports when we return. Do stay.
That channel where you watch just now don't waka, no panic. There's me no panic. You go do it by yourself like ABC. Oh yeah, press the menu button on top your remote. Scroll up and down till you see Information Central. Then press OK.
Press OK.
Check the signal strength and quality. If the signal strength and quality pass 70, make you press the exit button, go back. Go advanced options, then choose installation, then go to reset and press OK.
Yeah, press OK. Wow, now you fit catch all those channels will be one miss road by yourself. Yes, make your groove for no loss. You see as I do, Abi? And I see as I do,
Go TV, live it, love it.
And I see as we do,
Lassa fever occurs when a person gets bitten by a rat carrying the Lassa virus. It is also contacted through the consumption of foods that have been contaminated by either the saliva, urine, or excreta of the rats. Lassa fever is deadly, so protect yourself and loved ones from it. Keep rats away from your homes. Ensure that leftover foods are properly covered at night and heat up properly before consumption. Wash fruits properly before you eat. Maintain regular hand wash with soap and water, as well as environmental sanitation. Report all feverish conditions and bleeding from the nose or mouth to the health facility nearest to you, and don't indulge in self-medication. This message is from the Nigerian Television Authority, the NTA.
If you're just joining us, this is NTA Network News and we are live in Abuja. The 2020 Para Powerlifting World Cup which began 4 days ago, is about now rounding up its activities at the International Conference Center, Abuja, with Nigeria's powerlifters closing the day with 13 gold, 8 silver and 7 bronze to lead the medals table. Egypt is second on the table with 3 gold and silver and 3 bronze, while Brazil occupied the third position with 3 gold, 2 silver and 2 bronze. Out of 28 countries, only 9 registered their presence on the medal table. Team Nigeria weightlifters set to depart Friday for Uzbekistan for the silver phase qualifiers of the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, as Ayodeji Makinde tells us more on Sports Update.
We begin with basketball, where the Tigresses of Nigeria are set to take on host Serbia on Saturday in the 2020 FIBA Women's Olympic qualifiers at the Alexander Nikolic Hall in Belgrade. The African champions, who inched closer to an Olympic ticket with an 85-55 points defeat of Mozambique on Thursday, will also face the United States of America on Sunday. In football, the Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Sunday Dare, has lauded the efforts of League Management Company in broadening grassroots development in the country, hoping such initiative will be sustained. The minister was speaking at the closing ceremony of the 4th LMC La Liga Coaching Clinic at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium.
This partnership is very critical to sports development. We hope that beyond the Liga, we can get other groups to follow through with this.
Participants at the clinic described the 4-day exercise as rewarding.
I learned a lot from it. It encompasses everything, right from the footballing aspect to the psychological aspect. Actually, it's very interesting and rich.
Still on football, 6 matches are to be decided in search for the 2019-2020 FCT FA Super League champions following the draws on Friday. Second round Group C winners Winker Foam FC face Group D champions Basic Maracana FC on Monday, with Waco Football Academy playing Abiz Academy. Waco take on Basic Maracana and Winker Foam meet Abiz on Wednesday, while Waco trade tackles with Winker Foam on Friday as Basic Maracana face Abiz. With Sports Update, Kenan Ima Abudike, NTA News.
That was Kene Ima Abodike with Sport Update. Now, on a sad note, the family of Onibode has announced the burial arrangements of their beloved husband, father, grandfather and uncle, Alhaji Shafiriu Olaide Onibode, who passed on at the age of 83. Fidel prayers will hold on Saturday, the 15th of February 2020 at the Ijebu Imoshim Muslim Community Event Center, beside Muslim Nursery and Primary School, Ishore Road, Ijebu Imoshim, Ogun State. Now, before we go, a quick check on the weather prospect for Nigeria and other cities around the world for Saturday. That's it on the news tonight. Thanks for watching. I am Juma Yusuf. Have a wonderful weekend.
Is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the U-Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
All persons arriving from China or any country that has a major outbreak is advised, if they have no symptoms at all, to self-isolate, meaning that they stay indoors in their home.